Something that I often see is failure completely stopping people's lives. They fail at something and then they just think to themselves, this isn't for me. Even if they really enjoy doing that thing, they think to themselves, this isn't for me. I must do something else in my life. And I think that is the worst thing that anyone could possibly do to themselves. If you fail at something, it's very obvious, but I'm just telling it in my own way. It's something that I've even learned. It's actually good to fail because it means you're trying. The person who doesn't fail is someone who isn't doing anything. I failed something very big in my life recently that I shouldn't have failed. And I knew that I didn't want to quit and that I was going to continue, but there was part of my head telling me that maybe this isn't for me. And I have learned so much from my past and from all of the growth that has happened to me. I realized that no, this is for me. This is what I want to do with my life. This failure is a setback, but it'll all work out in the end because I failed and I'm going to continue. It's like the get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. I can fail a lot in my life and through this path, but I'm trying because even if I fail at this career and I don't get in, at the end of my life, I will look back and be proud that I tried. There were parts that I definitely didn't try as hard as I could have, so I will definitely do better in the future. Because I've learned. I have reaped the consequences of my actions, and I don't want to do that again with this. Even if you keep failing at something and it's hard and it's difficult, but it lights a fire in you, then you should continue to go no matter what. Even if it takes 10 years, the time is going to pass anyways, might as well keep trying. Because even if I do fail, I genuinely don't believe I will continue to fail forever and ever and ever. But even if I do, I'll know when I die, I tried. I attempted something that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this thing, and I wasn't able to do it. But I definitely put effort into doing it. And that is all that matters. I tried. And it didn't work out, but it's going to work out in the future when I try harder. One of my biggest fears is being someone that gives up very easily and being like everyone else who becomes content with their situations where they kind of dabble in something and then it doesn't work out right away and then like, yeah, this isn't for me. I want to work at Starbucks or something for their whole life. That is my biggest fear. And just letting your dreams become sand in your hands when your palm is open and it just falls through your fingers. And then you're just watching your dreams they're in your grasp, but they're still just slipping through your fingers and you're just watching them fall. And then they become content with it. Yeah, this isn't for me. I guess I'm just meant to be average. Do you think anyone who ever became something did that? They failed and failed and failed and failed. Failed and failed and failed and failed. And then they got it. They got lucky one day. Or maybe it wasn't lucky. Some of it was probably luck, but most of it was just because they continued to try. There's a quote that I see on the internet a lot. I don't think I'm quoting it right because I'm extremely tired, but it's something along the lines of museum of failures or gallery of trying. And that is what I plan my life to be. I'm going to try as many things as I can, and I'm going to fail so many times. I'm going to fail more times than I even think I'm going to as I'm saying this in this moment right now. I'm probably going to fail 10 times the amount of times that I think I'm gonna fail in my life. But that's what life is. That's not what I signed up for because no one really signs up for life, but it's what I'm signing up for now because I've vowed to myself that I will continue to try no matter what. I can't be the person I used to be, where I wasn't failing much, but I also wasn't trying. I was kind of just gliding along through life, but I wasn't in any rough waters, so that really isn't saying much. I was a sailboat in a little puddle. I was in a little rowboat in a creek, and now I am in a rowboat in a ocean with waves and all sorts of shit. And that is a very corny analogy of the situation, but it's what I thought of right now, so I'm still gonna put it in the video. Because that's what I used to be. My life was easy because I wasn't putting myself in any rough waters. There were no challenges that I was facing. Maybe, I started to go to the gym when I was 16. That was the hardest thing in my life up until when I was at the end of being 17 and being 18. That was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. From 0 to 16. And it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Life does get better, but it also does get harder for some parts. It's usually just, I'd say, there are less hard things, but those hard things are way harder than what they used to be. But the good things kind of balance it out, because as life goes on, the better things get better, but the harder things get harder. But you just get stronger, and you won't get stronger if you don't fail. Even just the basics of working out. If you're going to failure, your body will adapt and get stronger. It's like you're a Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball. I don't even watch Dragon Ball, but I know that concept where you get beat up, but you don't die, and then you come back stronger. That's literally what life is. It's so simple to think about. You're not going to get stronger if you don't almost die. In a metaphorical sense, you're not really dying, but you know what I mean. If you're really not putting yourself in risky situations where you could fail, you're not going to get stronger. And while I know this, I haven't really been practicing this idea throughout my life. So as most of my other videos go, I'm going to use this as kind of a journal again of where I can remind myself to actually practice the things that I know in my head. And all of the things that I keep telling myself, actually just physically put it out there, or I guess digitally, but I'm physically here right now. So in my life, it's physically putting it out there so I can remind myself, or I'm just getting my ideas out there and maybe I'll reach someone else and they will connect with. But there's really no great outro for this. The rain is nice though. The rain in my car, it's very nice. But I've learned that failure is good, and I will continue to remind myself that.